everyone, Sarah Emmer with Rise Above here, and I thought I would go ahead and do a quick video, a tour of my classroom. With starting the new school year, with all of these new restrictions, tons of concerns and worries, right? I have no idea what to do with my students. I do operate in a self-contained classroom with mostly students identified with autism, and I do have a few behavior kids that come in and out of my room. So how am I going to make this successful for me, for them? How am I going to make this safe for me and for them and their families? And I hope some of these ideas I've come up with will be beneficial for you. First thing is I divided my classroom into sections. So I do actually have to have desks this year. I normally don't do individual desks, not my kind of thing, but I decided that with the regulations, I felt like that was the best that I could do. So I went ahead and did individual desks this year. And I took some classroom dividers that I have, and I took out the centerpiece and covered it with a really thick, dense, clear shower curtain. So then that way my desk can be kind of far apart, but kind of close together at the same time. I am color coding absolutely everything. So I have assigned a color to every student. I've taped it on their desk, and I've even taped it on the back of the chair. And I have color coded all of their supplies. So in their desk, each kid is getting a pencil box and a pencil bag of their color. So then this will help me know whose supplies are whose, and then I will be able to see and go, oh, that's yours, clean it, get it back to them. I'm hoping this will help. I will also color code with stickers all of their supplies inside their box of their matching color. Also on the floor of all of their desks, I have put these markers. They're just like Velcro. They're really great. I use them. The custodians can still sweep right over them, and there's no issue. So each desk has a marker on the floor, and this tells me where the desks belong. So kids push on their desks all the time, and then this helps me keep them at that regulation distance. Okay, so at my group table, what I have done is also marked out distances. So this is divided by space, and then again, my students love visual cues anyways, so I feel like this is really going to benefit them even if we're not in the midst of different times. So I have color coded their spot. This is their designated spot that they will sit at every single time. I have divided out the areas, and also the same on the back of the chair. I color coded the chair to go with the spot. So when we move chairs around or clean chairs, we know exactly what chair went where. And I'm hoping that kind of helps organize a little bit better, which I love organization, but it also keeps things a little bit more sanitized. I've also done the same to their mailboxes. I've color coded their mailboxes by their particular color. Okay, this is something that I've done in the past and I absolutely love and I would recommend for any special ed classroom. But I created a lineup sign and color coded their standing dots. And then what I do is I put their picture, there's some Velcro here, and I put their picture on their spot. So then they know which spot to stand. The only thing that I've done differently is now I have kind of spaced them out really far so then we can keep track of social distancing. Okay, so in my classroom, I actually have a lot of storage this year. I have moved classrooms and this whole wall is now a storage, so I'm really excited about it. But that is also another blessing. I was able to color code a drawer and a cabinet for each student. And again, I'm sticking with my red, purple, green, and red. And then within the cabinet, I have purchased some shoe boxes. You can get like 10 of them for about $8 at Walmart. And I know you can find them at any craft store. I love these containers. So what I've done is I've also color coded. So I'm hoping this is where any extra supplies of the students that they bring in will go. They will stay sealed and in a container. I've also have a Ziploc that will be color coded for their mask to keep in, or an extra mask, and then those would go in here as well. Any extra toys would also go in here, and I have done the same out on my toy shelf. I provided a box and I have color coded it. I love picture labeling, so the student picture and the items of what's supposed to go in there will also go in this box. Okay, so my class library, I would keep out books, lots and lots of their favorite books. What I've decided this year is I have really limited what's in each tote. So there's only maybe maximum 5 books in each tote. I have them sorted and organized and color coded and all that. I'm hoping this way we will reduce contamination. The books themselves can't be cleaned, so this will also limit their exposure of the air. And I have put up many of my books. I'm just hoping that this will help also reduce the spread and contaminating of items. So what I've done is I've put all of my books in another cabinet up and away, organized, rubber band together so I can pull them out and swish them out a lot easier. Books are not easy to clean. So I thought I'd kind of come up with a clever idea to help out with this. So when a student is done reading a book, we will gather it from them and put it away, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Here are my cabinets above the student supplies, and what I've done is I went ahead and put away a lot of my books. I rubber band them together, so when I do need to pull them out, it'll be a quick switch. I've also put up the totes that they go in. I like to label my totes and have a fun little on the front of them, so I went ahead and put those up also. So what do I do with a book after a kid has read it? Well, I can't wipe it down. It'll destroy my book. So I've come up with an idea, kind of like how we have totes for book hospitals. What I'm calling it is the book bedroom. So in here, my aide or myself will put books in a tote. Just like clothing stores, they have to have an item sit for 24 to 48 hours after someone touches it. So I thought, why not do the same concept? So I will have books put in here during the week after a student has read the book. And then every Monday, we will pull them back out. So I am actually really blessed to have a really big cubby area because this is just a typical classroom that I'm in. All of the classrooms in my school actually have this awesome cubby area. What I have decided this year is how do I keep their supplies that they bring in and out in their backpack, their coats, from cross-contaminating, I would say, and you can't really clean them as easily at school. What I have gathered is I've asked for the bags that you purchase new sheets in. So you know how when you purchase a pillowcase or a sheet set, they come in a plastic bag. I thought these were perfect for storing extra clothes. So my students, a lot of them are not potty trained or still have accidents, and they have to keep a spare set of clothes at school. And just having it out in the open in the air, I thought that could be an issue. So what I thought is, since they do keep them at school for a long time, that I would store them in these plastic containers. So ask your friends and families. That's what I did. That's why I got so many. I was really excited. Hey, keep those bags that your sheets come in. What I've also decided is to have boxes in each cubby area. And then I have the really large bags like comforter sets or bedding sets come in. I've decided to get a hold of those also, just in case. I don't have huge amount of students in my classroom, so I am able to spread their cubbies out so each student will not share a cubby. I'm actually able to do that this year. And again, it will be color coded of their assigned color. Running a special ed classroom like mine, a lot of my students are self-contained and a lot of them are identified with autism. So my favorite thing is visuals and visual schedule. Unfortunately, I feel like using my visual schedule cards this year might not be the best idea. You could make, I do have lots and lots of copies, and color coding them, I could color code them and assign them strictly to each student. And then each bag would be theirs. I do feel though that cleaning these repeatedly, even though they are laminated, and I do use my home laminator because it's a lot thicker and it holds up a lot nicer. And I also print on cardstock, so they hold up a lot better. But I feel like cleaning these constantly might destroy them, and I would be constantly remaking them. So I didn't want to go that route this year. So what I have decided is to make a digital on my smartboard. So my smartboard is a touch screen. It's a 10-point touch screen. We're really blessed to have great technology at my school. And my students' visual schedule would then be on the board, and they can move it around, and I could just wipe the board after every kid is touching it. So I thought to reduce the stress on myself of constantly remaking schedule tags and having to clean them all the time, to just do a digital on my board. I'm also doing a digital daily schedule that we can check off together. What's also great is the fact that it's digital is I can send it to the student themselves. Every one of my students has a Chromebook and their touch screen. So again, we're super blessed to have all of this technology. We also have iPads that we could use if they needed two separate things. So what's great is that I can send it via Google Classroom, and they can just use the digital schedule that way. I've also thought if digital isn't working for some students, I'm going to print and laminate, and then we can just check it off as we go. So then that way I'm not cleaning and reusing and remaking tags all the time. Calendar time is really important for my classroom. We do a lot of our learning and our hands-on activities here. And I also have my focus wall and my giant communication board. So we do a lot in this area. And I was kind of hesitant about creating this space, but I still think it's very beneficial to my students. And again, how do I create this if they're not going to wear their mask? So what I did is I did put their color sit spot on the floor, and it is spread out through this whole area. So sure, they do move around a lot and they don't sit still very easily, but I'm hoping that this will help with that visual structure again that they strive on, and allow them to be in the classroom without having to wear the mask all the time. I hope this quick little tour of my classroom gave you lots of great ideas. Like I said, I've been racking my brain trying to figure out how can I make this as safe as possible for these students. I also know that the masks might be a big issue for many reasons: anxiety, sensory, not being able to recognize faces. I mean, there's so many reasons why my students will really struggle starting the school year with social distancing and masks. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. Ask away any questions that you have, and I am here to help. Again, we're all in this together. This is such a unique situation for every one of us, and I'm hoping that we can go ahead and start a fantastic school year. Bye, everybody.